Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and yes, we got that sweet salt for the week. We can't go by without having some. It's going to be flourishing, I'm sure. And of course, we got some extra projection as the week goes on, and we'll go over that as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so like I was saying, what we're doing is getting straight to the salt, but before we do that, I do want to give a quick shout out to the Xbox Showcase. The Showcase, to me, I think was a good solid 7 to 8 out of 10 because of what was shown, the games being shown, all that stuff there, but I just kind of wanted to put that out of the way. I did also want to mention real quick that I did not see the term exclusive to the console, not even for their first-party games. Time will be told as far as what we're going to be expecting there, so we'll just kind of see what happens there. But a lot of multi-plat games coming elsewhere as well, but overall, what makes a good showcase? The games, so very solid, a lot of good promising games. We'll see what happens once those are there. That being said, let's get right to the meat of this, which is the salt. So, quickly here, we're going to get back to our favorite catfish here, Extension, Andrea Piccinini, known as previously, or Joseph Cruz. Not like this, with a bunch of sad crying emojis. Showing owning an Xbox Series X, we have Hellblade 2, we have Stalker 2, and we have, of course, Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones just recently being shown again. Well, first and foremost here, Hellblade 2 did look fantastic. Again, is kind of come and went already. Sales did not meet expectations already. Stuff not going on. A weird one to comprehend too is you can see from the owning a PS5 Pro, you got a couple different games here, right? You got Concord, you got Silent Hill 2, and of course we have Astrobot. A lot of these images here, if you can't tell from the naked eye, they are zoomed in. They're pixelated on purpose. They're kind of stretched a little bit, zoomed in, what have you, just to kind of make that differentiated piece seem a bit better. The funny part is, with Stalker 2 and with Indiana Jones being both first-person games where you're not even seeing much of the protagonist in action or any of that stuff there. Yes, I know who you're facing up there with Stalker 2, but again, why are we making fun of Silent Hill 2 and that's a timed exclusive? So are you going to hold that same energy with what's being looked at there? Is that what's going on? And why are we zooming in? Even the zoom in on Astrobot for the Journey Easter egg here, it still looks good, so I don't know what you're trying to do. Plus, this is a far away zoom up. Real interesting. And of course, Concord looked amazing. Go check it out. So I don't know what they're trying to compare to here in regards to graphics wise and everything there. A lot of copium going on here. Again, trying to put that false shade, but again, they're messing with the actual game screenshots on the PlayStation side of things. Not shocked, but let's keep going here. And here I posted just a simple monthly sales charts. Overall, as you can see, PlayStation clearly doing exceptionally well. Same with Nintendo Switch, even though everybody known to man has a Nintendo Switch, so the fact they sell like hotcakes still is a testament. Good job. And of course, the Series X and S kind of just sitting there in third place as per usual. So some people do not like it. The only thing PlayStation fanboys can jerk off to, right? So upset about the facts here, that's what they have to state. Totally not salty at all, right? Not at all. And then of course we have Eamon Burns, who's looks to be 20 years past my age at this point, saying P-Hub, the only thing that beats Sony best-selling game every year that owned by Xbox. I'm trying to make sense of this. There's obviously some words missing here. Some sort of neurons in the brain is not really connecting with the tissue and firing off. I'm trying to make sense of it. I think he's trying to state that the P-Hub is being used on the PlayStation console more than the sales or games or something like that. Kind of a weird stretch. Either way, a win's a win in my book, but to each their own. But again, maybe if he could maybe take a moment and stop rage posting, maybe he could find a way to enunciate a little better in his sentences. But nonetheless, let's keep going. They do not like the fact they get decimated in sales. So the new narrative, as you know, are MUAs still and what's good for them on Game Pass, right? Now, I apologize for the saturation on this one. This had a little mess up here, but RGB stating Xbox be like, buy Black Ops 6 for $70 and keep forever. Nah, right? rent Black Ops 6 for $203.88 annually. This is what I say all the time, right? Do you have the time to take advantage completely of your Game Pass subscription and playing all those games? The data suggests otherwise as far as game completion and how long you are spending in those games. So just kind of keep that in mind. But General MLD has to chime in, of course. He's back again. I can't believe people liked this post, so he's pissed about that, upset about that. Who subs to Game Pass and only plays one game a year? Maybe one game a year is a stretch, right? Obviously. However, if we're talking about Black Ops, right? We know, and I know you know, everybody knows somebody that's just a straight, and I've known Madden players like this as well, or FIFA players. You get a certain type of gamers that are super casual, and that is the only game they own into. That's what they do. They come home from work, they come home from whatever, or they just want to fire it up, do a few quick rounds, have fun with the squad by themselves, whatever the case is. That's the only game they play. So, if for some reason somebody was enticed to sub to Game Pass and get, let's say, the new Black Ops 6, technically, yes, they would be renting this game, not owning, renting it for $203.88 annually. That is absolutely correct, as opposed to just buying it outright at $70. That's what's going to be interesting. I am very interested to see this October how that's going to pan out in the sales department and the MUAs, right? The multiple active users. And how many people and how this moves the needle for Game Pass as well. I don't know for sure, but odds are I think if you're just a Call of Duty main, I think that that's not going to move the needle much. So it's really interesting to see how this goes. But more on that as time goes on here, folks. Let's go on. Of course, Colt has to be back. Colt has to be featured here, of course. Puts in that Silent Hill 2 screenshot. Exclusive, right? Has to state that. So again, beating on something that is also coming towards the Xbox system. This is only a timed. Again, Silent Hill only being a timed exclusive. He continues on. Bloober Xbox, Bloober PS5. Okay, so the game previous to this is also available on PlayStation 5, so I don't know the context here. And then again, that's also going to be heading to the Xbox system. That's not going to change how Silent Hill 2 looks, I promise you that. I don't know what he's reaching at here. He tries to act like he's not part of the console war stuff and turns around and does that stuff all the time. This is why he gets called out. This is why he's not taken seriously. He has a lot of sheep, for sure, but this is absolutely absurdity at its finest. It makes absolutely no sense. At least if you're going to do it to what the catfish was doing that we showed previously, right? At least do it that way. Mess with the screens, try to make it make sense. At least I can give the catfish that. Where Colt, this makes absolutely no sense. Let's keep going on. Now, we have to get back to Alex here. He likes to go back and forth a lot anymore, and I appreciate the exposure. I really do, because, I mean, naturally a smaller channel like myself isn't going to get the exposure without someone like your caliber, Alex. But here we have. I'm literally being sarcastic in that clip when I say exactly with the laughing face. You'd realize that if you weren't such a bitch and actually saw what I said instead of projecting. I saw what you said. But you change your narrative all the time, Alex. You say one thing and mean another. You say this all the time. Who's to believe what? Who's to believe what? We don't know. But I appreciate it. I appreciate you sending your followers out, making comments all the time on my videos. I appreciate the down likes. I mean, again, and then the exposure. Good on you, mate. Appreciate that. Because, again, a small channel like mine is not going to get the exposure. So the more you want to do that is totally fine. But as you can see here, like I said, Thick Stick Boy, which is for Tanga, Cuctangle, it finally happened. Oh no, Alex admitted that the Xbox tax is real. Yes, I know it's kind of satirical, right? And that's why I also did the exactly ... laughing face. I technically am not taking this too seriously, but what Nice Shot does state here is factual. Whether Alex wants to admit it to you all or not, this is absolutely factual. He'll say whatever gets him more Xbox fanboy donations to his channel. He's playing y'all like a fiddle, and it's funny with the laughing emoji. This is a million, not even 100%, this is 1,000,000% factual. If he is sitting there saying this is not the case, he's absolutely lying to your face or faces again and again. Exactly what he does. That's what he does. He cannot critique time and time again or often to the Xbox fan base. Otherwise, that's going to blow up in his face. He's going to miss out on donations. He's going to lose a ton of subscribers. It's just not lucrative for him to do so. He can do it every once in a while. And again, like I mentioned in previous videos, he'll slap the hand. No, post up. No, J-Rock. Don't say or do that. You're dumb. And then he moves on, and then the next 20 to 50 videos are about PlayStation fanboys, right? The proof's in the pudding, folks. The evidence is there. You can go to his channel right now and see it. It's super simple. Super simple. But let's keep going on. I'm sure I'll hear some more because one of his sheep will tattle, and then we'll get featured again. But again, thanks for the exposure in advance, Alex. Jez here. I do want to put this out here because I thought this was great. He finally states, never claimed to be a journalist. I call myself a blogger generally because I was never trained in journalism, learning as I go. I effed up a lot, got things wrong, but it's not out of malice. It's just general stupidity, and I apologize profusely for it. Can only try to do better with good faith advice from people who take it upon themselves to give it. I appreciate you. Quick pause. If you appreciate honest and truthful feedback, Jez, why are you blocking everybody under the sun for just honest feedback? Ones that aren't trolling you, ones that aren't saying anything, but will call you out for simple measures. You block them. So this is totally, unequivocally false, and this is fake from you. Should we expect any less? Absolutely not. Let's finish up the last part. I want to give my family a better future, otherwise I'd find a job that wasn't so publicly facing. Because I'm so unintentionally bad at this and dealing with people, I'm sorry. I can tell that. A lot of you folks out there probably won't know or wouldn't know. I get this all the time. Xvault is introverted. I am extremely introverted. I'm like if you know how these terms work, introverted extrovert. That's technically what I am. I can certainly be extroverted. I can talk to whoever, whenever, however, but eventually my meter fills and then I'm done. I need to reserve. I need to recharge my battery, so to speak. That being said, I think maybe Jez is the same way in a way. But again, I just think this loses all credibility because he really puts on the facade of trying to be a journalist, trying to write for Windows Central, trying to be integral, trying to, write with integrity. But he sits there and blocks all the time when called out, when things are not adding up. It's as simple as that. No one wants to purposely tear you down just because. But if you're stating stupid nonsense, you're going to get that feedback. So this is not real. This is the fakest form of, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not really. I don't know who kind of chewed you out, or if somebody at Xbox or somebody that's a higher up colleague of some sort kind of had a talking to with you and you posted this. But again, you're not going to learn anything from this. You're going to continue to do what you do. Whatever. It's just not real. It's just fake. Wanted to share that with y'all. I know this isn't really like a salty post, but this is just such a fake post. I hate to see it because if it was true to his word, he would unblock a lot of folks, reevaluate what's going on, stuff like that. But just wanted to share, thought that was interesting. He finally at least admits he's not a journalist. Maybe we should stop acting like he's some sort of insider or journalist as well. We'll see. All right, we have to go over to Hector the Macho Man. I don't know if I featured him before, but he definitely has been floating around quite a bit. Now, in regards to the Lego Horizon stuff, it's funny how this ponies are defending Astrobot after years of trying to downplay Xbox for, quote, kid games. It goes to show y'all they will accept and defend anything Sony releases. It's actually sad to see them like this. A bunch of crying emojis and a shrugging emoji. Again, I don't know what we were making fun of for Xbox with kid games. Please enlighten me down in the comments below what those were, and if you have some examples, would love to see that. Astrobot's always been beloved when he's been around, especially with Astrobot VR Rescue Mission, and of course with Astrobot Playroom and what's been going on. It's very solid. I think it's so solid it gives Mario itself a run for its money as far as smoothness, gameplay, how it looks, how it plays. The charm is there for sure. Not going to say that it, anything that Astrobot has come out with yet has technically beat like Mario Odyssey or anything like that. I'm not trying to state that. But if you ever did give Astrobot VR Rescue Mission a go, I promise you, That game is absolutely and oozes with charm and is so fun and one of the best VR games that are out there in my opinion. And I have played quite a few, but again, we're not tackling kid games. So now you want to make fun and think of folks accepting kid games as that's the okay. I mean, there's a genre for everybody out there. Look at Nintendo. Again, like we mentioned before, selling like hotcakes at this point in time. But let's do with our last one here before we run out of time. And when I say I run out of time, I mean not take up too much time in your all day. So Project Latitude post, quote, he doesn't care about console sales till Xbox wins. So as you can see here from Risk It, this guy is a walking contradiction himself, crying in his car when he feels like posting videos, all that stuff. I kid you not. Not lately, Nib. It seems the tides are turning. Xbox outsold PlayStation in Europe, which I still haven't seen, by the way. That's never happened before. Ever. You think that's supply constraints? If you do, you're wrong. So again, he cares about console sales. It's a big deal now, guys. It's a big deal. Oh, but what's this? This was back time before, right? Even if Xbox was outselling every console 10-1, I still wouldn't care about sales. I care about the games. That's it. Gimme games. Interesting how that narrative flips all the time. And it's not just with Risk It, it's for all the big figureheads out there, the big follower bases and stuff like that. They do this all the time. It is absolutely crazy. So as you can see, the receipts are plenty. They don't care about sales until it benefits their narrative, until something benefits their narrative in the Xbox landscape. But again, the proof's in the pudding. Every single one of these posts are absolutely factual, and that's what we're sharing today. This is not a spin, this is not an opinion piece. I'm sharing actual factual posts with a reply to those and why they posted those. That being said, I will wrap up the video here, folks. I do appreciate it. Thank you for tagging along for the entirety of the video. If you did, please leave a like and comment. That helps out the algorithm so much. I really do appreciate that. If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. That does help out a small content creator like myself. We are well on our way to the 2,000 sub goal. Thank you all so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. And of course, just remember, don't be a salty batch. And we'll see you all next time on the next Xvault gaming video. And until then, take care.